They've been called creepy, scary and spooky, but bats are an important species that impact our daily lives in ways we might not even realize. From pollinating our favorite fruits to eating pesky insects to inspiring medical marvels, bats are heroes of the night. There are over 1,400 species of bats worldwide. Bats can be found on nearly every part of the planet except in extreme deserts and polar regions. Link is external. The difference in size and shape are equally impressive. Bats range in size from the kitti's hog-nosed bat, also called the bumblebee bat, that weighs less than a penny, making it the world's smallest mammal, to the flying foxes, which can have a wingspan of up to 6 feet. The US and Canada are home to about 45 species of bats, and additional species are found in the US territories in the Pacific and Caribbean. The little brown bat lives up to its name. It weighs only a 1/4-1/3 of an ounce, is about 2 inches long, has a 6-inch wingspan, and you'll never guess what color it is. Not all bats hibernate. Even though bears and bats are the two most well-known hibernators, not all bats spend their winter in caves. Some bat species like the spotted bat survive by migrating in search of food to warmer areas when it gets chilly. Bats have few natural predators. Disease is one of the biggest threats. Owls, hawks and snakes eat bats, but that's nothing compared to the millions of bats dying from white nose syndrome. The disease, named for a white fungus on the muzzle and wings of bats, affects hibernating bats and has been detected in 37 states and 7 Canadian provinces. This deadly syndrome has decimated certain species more than others. It has killed over 90% of northern long-eared, little brown and tricolored bat populations in fewer than 10 years. Scientists are working to understand the disease. You can help by avoiding places where bats are hibernating. Link is external. If you do go underground, decontaminate your clothing, footwear and gear to help with not spreading this disease to other areas. Without bats, say goodbye to bananas, avocados and mangoes. Over 300 species of fruit depend on bats for pollination. Bats help spread seeds for nuts, figs and cacao, the main ingredient in chocolate. Without bats, we also wouldn't have plants like agave or the iconic saguaro cactus. Just like a hummingbird, the lesser long-nosed bat can hover at flowers, using its 3-inch long tongue, equal to its body length, to feed on nectar in desert environments. Night insects have the most to fear from bats. Each night, bats can eat their body weight in insects, numbering in the thousands. This insect-heavy diet helps foresters and farmers protect their crops from pests. The endangered Indiana bat, which weighs about 3 pennies, consumes up to half its bulk every evening. Bats are the only flying mammal. While the flying squirrel can only glide for short distances, bats are true flyers. A bat's wing resembles a modified human hand. Imagine the skin between your fingers larger, thinner and stretched. This flexible skin membrane that extends between each long finger bone and many movable joints make bats agile flyers. California leaf-nosed bats exit a cave at Joshua Tree National Park. You can easily distinguish these bats by their leaf-like noses and large ears. Bats may be small, but they're fast little creatures. How fast a bat flies depends on the species, but they can reach speeds over 100 miles per hour according to new research. Mexican free-tailed bats emerge from Texas's Bracken Cave. Over 15 million bats live there, making it the largest known bat colony and largest concentration of mammals on Earth. Conservation efforts are helping bat species recover. At least 12 types of US bats are endangered, and more are threatened. These amazing animals face a multitude of threats including habitat loss and disease, but we're working to change that. A unique international conservation partnership in the southwestern US and Mexico has been working to help one species, the lesser long-nosed bat, recover to the point it can be removed from the endangered species list. In 1988, there were thought to be fewer than 1,000 bats at the 14 known roosts range-wide. There are now an estimated 200,000 bats at 75 roosts. The ancestors of the endangered Hawaiian hoary bat traveled over 3,600 kilometers from the Pacific coast almost 10,000 years ago to become Hawaii's state land mammal. The longest living bat is 41 years old. It's said that the smaller the animal, the shorter its lifespan, but bats break that rule of longevity. Although most bats live less than 20 years in the wild, scientists have documented 6 species that live more than 30 years. In 2006, a tiny bat from Siberia set the world record at 41 years. Like cats, bats clean themselves. Far from being dirty, bats spend a lot of time grooming themselves. Some, like the colonial bat, even groom each other. Besides having sleek fur, cleaning also helps control parasites. The spotted bat gets its name from its distinct appearance of black and white spotted fur. Another interesting fact about the spotted bat, it has the largest ears of any North American species. Dogs aren't the only ones with pups. Baby bats are called pups, and a group of bats is a colony. Like other mammals, mother bats feed their pups breast milk, not insects. Most bats give birth to a single pup. There is at least one species that commonly has twins, and that is the eastern red bat. Mama bats form nursery colonies in spring in caves, dead trees and rock crevices. Bats are inspiring medical marvels. About 80 medicines come from plants that rely on bats for their survival. While bats are not blind, studying how bats use echolocation has helped scientists develop navigational aids for the blind. Research on bats has also led to advances in vaccines. Inis ora utis. Humans aren't the only ones with belly buttons. Link is external. With a few exceptions, nearly all mammals have navels because of mom's umbilical cord, and bats are no different. Now the real question is, inis ora utis? Bats can live more than 30 years and can fly at speeds of 60 miles per hour, or more. In fact, University of Tennessee researchers found that the Mexican free-tailed bat could reach speeds up to 100 miles per hour, making it by far the fastest mammal on Earth. Bats can find their food in total darkness. Not all bats are nocturnal, meaning they're awake at night. But those that are can locate insects to eat by emitting inaudible high-pitched sounds, 10-20 beeps per second, and listening to echoes. This is called echolocation. Bats can eat up to 1,200 mosquitoes an hour. Often, bats consume their body weight in insects every night, helping keep bug populations in check. More than half of the bat species in the United States are in severe decline or listed as endangered. In addition to loss of habitat, one of the most dire threats comes from white nose syndrome, a disease that has decimated bats in the US and Canada. Some bats hibernate in caves through the cold winter months. Bats can also survive freezing temperatures, even after being encased in ice. Pallid bats eat scorpions. Pallid bats appear to be immune to scorpion stings, even from the most venomous scorpion in North America, the Arizona bark scorpion. Up to 70% of a pallid bat's diet can be scorpions at certain times of the year. Bat droppings, called guano, are one of the richest fertilizers. Bat guano was once a big business. Guano was Texas's largest mineral export, before oil. In fact, Austin is a seasonal home to North America's largest urban population of Mexican free-tailed bats, which live beneath the Congress Avenue Bridge. Approximately 1.5 million bats reside there. The world's largest bat is the flying fox, which lives on islands in the South Pacific. The flying fox bat has a wingspan of up to 6 feet. In contrast, the world's smallest bat is the bumblebee bat of Thailand, which is smaller than a thumbnail and weighs less than a penny. Baby bats are called pups. Most bats have only one pup a year. Bat mothers can find their babies among thousands or millions of other bats by their unique voices and scents. Having only one pup a year makes bats extremely vulnerable to extinction. The Bracken Bat Cave in Texas is home to the world's largest bat colony. Millions of Mexican free-tailed bats roost in the Bracken Cave each year between March and October. Learn more about the Nature Conservancy's efforts to secure 1,521 acres to protect this vital species.